everyone, long time no see. I know it's been a really long time since I made a video, but you wouldn't believe how busy it is when you're living in another country and you only have 4 months to see and do thousands of things you want to. So yeah, I've been really busy getting back and readjusting to life in America after spending 4 months in London. Yeah, I was a total dork and bought a London souvenir sweater, and I was there for the wedding. I didn't actually go stand outside or wait for it. I did watch it on YouTube because I had to work that day at the school, but I went a total dork and bought the engagement ring from Chinatown, £10, you know, yeah, I had to do it, stupid souvenir. But, what was exciting, I think the most exciting for me about London was, of course, being so close to so many theatrical experiences. Not just Phantom, but especially Phantom. And, so yeah, it's basically what this is going to be talking about is, London theater, I guess. Especially Phantom and Love Never Dies, because I did actually see it. This isn't a joke this time, I actually did. I have the stupid program, which you had to pay for in the UK, and I didn't know that until I got there, because in America they just give them to you at the show, and so that was kind of weird. But my sister bought the stupid combo pack because she's the only reason I went, actually. She paid for the ticket when she came to visit, and she wanted to see it, and I was like, I guess if you pay for it, I'll go. So she and her friend and I went, and we'll get to that later, but anyway, so besides Phantom, because I know everyone knows that I went and saw it, obviously, I actually went and saw it 7 times, which is kind of fun, because I saw 4 Christines, 2 Phantoms, and 1 Raoul, which ironically, or I don't know, coincidentally adds up to 7. Pretty cool. Anyway, I saw a bunch of other musicals, because tickets are pretty cheap. We went and saw Les Mis, which I loved, except it's a bit long, for, even for me. But we saw Billy Elliot, Lion King, because I hadn't seen it in a couple of years, really like that. Oh god, what else did I see? Whatever Dies. Wizard of Oz. I did go and see Wizard of Oz because I wanted to see Michael Crawford, and it was alright. Not something I'd really spend a ton of money on, because I did Wizard of Oz in high school, and it's a really popular movie, so I think a lot of people don't want it to be ruined for them. But then I also saw a lot of straight plays, because I was in a show class that went to see a bunch of plays, and we discussed them. So I saw like the really popular Frankenstein that was at the National. My friend saw Warhorse. I didn't see Warhorse. I did see 39 Steps, which is on the West End, and it's brilliant. So if you're in London and you don't want to see a musical, you should see 39 Steps, because it's hilarious. And a bunch of other really small plays. I saw the one that Matthew Fox is in A Forest Dark and Deep, which was alright. It did teach me I'm more of a musical theater fan rather than a play fan. I think musicals just move along a little bit faster, plot-wise, and, they're more fun with songs in them. Anyway, so I think I'll spend this video talking about my trips to Phantom, and then I will make another one later, hopefully not 4 months later, talking about Love Never Dies, because I did see it. I saw it pre-cast switch, so I did see Sierra and Joseph and Ramin and Summer, and I think that's all that left. I don't know how to say her name, Neam Perry left. Yeah. Anyway, Phantom time. So yes, I saw Phantom 7 times when I was in London, 6 times with John Owen Jones as the Phantom, and he's basically my favorite. I would probably qualify and say London Phantom, because I'm really excited to see Hugh Panaro this summer, fingers crossed, and I really like John Cudia, so I would say John's my favorite right now, but that's because he's the one I've most recently seen, so it's kind of not fair. But then I also saw the Stand By Phantom, Scott Davies, who basically covers when John's not in whatever, and he was not my favorite. I know he's got a pretty big fan base, and a lot of people like the way he's kind of awkward and really, I don't know how to describe it, but not comfortable in his skin, which I thought he overplayed a bit much. The first time I saw it was when Gina Beck was brought in as an emergency cover, which was really cool because I've been really sad I couldn't see her because she left in September. But there were just some moments where the way he held his body, he had like awkward movements to it, and it just, even though the Phantom probably isn't quite as comfortable in his skin, I really like the way John Owen Jones is very elegant with it, because it makes me think that he compensates for his ugly face by making the rest of himself almost over the top put together. So I really like that interpretation better, and I also like John Owen Jones' voice better because he's got like an angelic, beautiful, perfect voice, especially for the Phantom. He's also a really great Valjean, so, you know, two awesome roles, but I really like he's so smooth and powerful and epic. So I really like, Gina was pretty good too. I hadn't really been completely impressed with her before, but when I finally got to see her live, that was really cool. She was my favorite, but she was really awesome, I guess. Actually, I mean, all the Christines I saw in London were actually really awesome. Like, vocally, they're all pretty awesome. I keep saying awesome, but that's what they were. I did see all 3 current Christines plus the emergency cover, so I saw Sofia Escobar 4 times, and then Gina, Katie Traherne, and Tabitha Webb each once. So yeah, I had a very broad experience of Christines, slightly slimmer view of Phantoms. I was really hoping to see the understudy Phantom. Unfortunately, he wasn't on very often, and when he was, I think it was like a Tuesday matinee, and I had class. I was lucky that I actually had tickets for a night to see Sophia, but she was ill, so Katie was covering, and I didn't have to make a special trip to see her, which, you know, was kind of nice. Anyway, I think my favorite was Sophia, just because I think she had the best chemistry with both John and especially Will for some reason. I don't know, they're all I ask of you just clicked with me. And she's super sweet. She's like the nicest person I've ever met in my life, and she remembered me at the stage door because I always went, and that was really special. And she's super nice, and she's got a really unique but beautiful voice for Christine. And I've noticed from actually comparing now that a lot of the London Christines, I thought they had less good voices before, but now, like, if you just listen to them, they tend to just have lighter voices than Broadway and American Christine, so it's just a different taste level, I guess, or preference. And I like them both now. It's kind of different and cool to compare. I also loved comparing the costumes. I think there's some that I prefer in London, like the Alyssa skirt in Think of Me, but I prefer like the American wishing dress, and I think the Point of No Return dress is just a little bit better in the States, but that's not really a huge issue. I also think that the masquerade dress is better in the States because I don't really like the big poofy sleeves as much. They just are kind of distracting. Anyway, so yeah, all of the London Christines were absolutely excellent. So I got, that was, you know, awesomeness. John Owen Jones apparently doesn't like to sign over his bio, so you can still read it. I got Tabitha to sign it, and I was really excited about that. And then I got Katie Traherne to sign it, and I wish they put in the program that she's the understudy Christine, because nobody knows what the princess is. But anyway, so then this is like gonna be my favorite Playbill program ever, because that is also signed by Danielle Hope and Michael Crawford, because I met him after Wizard of Oz, but I didn't feel like buying the program for Wizard of Oz, and it was more meaningful to have him sign my Phantom one. So yeah, I met Michael Crawford. Highlight of my life is seeing one of my favorite Phantoms, and the original Phantom, all in a couple months. So that was really exciting. So what can I say? You know, it's just, if you get to see it in London, for some reason, it's really special, I think, because it's been there so long, and the tickets are cheaper if you know, relatively cheaper than Broadway. Not quite the tours so much, which unfortunately is not going on anymore. But, like, if you get them on sale, like there was a What's on Stage deal for £20 off the stalls, so it was only like £40. Normally they're like 60 something unless you get premium. And so that's a little bit over $100, which for Broadway, I was looking at tickets, and you know, you can get like rear mezzanine for $100. So, you know, good deal, and the cast is excellent. The supporting cast was really good. She was my favorite Carlotta, but they're still pretty excellent, and it was totally worth it to go see it 7 times and stage door and be called a stalker by many, many people, and I take personal responsibility and accept all gratitude for people who got signatures when I was there. I recognize the people, so people kept asking me, did the Phantom come out yet? Did Raoul come out yet? You know, and so I would let them know, and then like Sophia would say hi to me and be like, oh hey, how are you? And they either thought that was really weird that she like knew me well enough to talk to me, or really cool that I was like friends with her. But yeah, it was a great experience, you know, 7 times. I do prefer John Owen Jones over Scott Davies, but Scott Davies was really good too. He just wasn't he didn't interpret it the way I like the Phantom played, but he's also pretty popular, and I know a lot of people like the way he plays it. Sophia and John signed on till next year, so John's going to be there at least till March. He's probably going to end there because he's like working on other stuff, as he posts on Twitter. And Sophia's there till next September, which is really cool. Katie Hall's coming back as the alternate in September, so I really want to be able to go see her, hopefully if I'm around London next year, on whatever day she'll be performing. And I think Will Barrett might be leaving. I'm not sure. They don't really announce much about the Raouls. But if you can get to London, I know it's expensive to fly over, it is worth it, and I'm also really excited to go see it in New York City this summer. So, I will talk about Love Never Dies, actually, soon. Sometime soon. So yeah.